What was your score? 40.
40 to 6.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome to the Eagle Pass Sports Central Prediction Show. Along with my broadcasting partner, Morris Lifson Jr., my name is Ruben Valadez. We're coming to you live today from Choche's Barbecue here on Veterans Boulevard. You can hear the buzz all around us. It's packed here with people enjoying barbecue on a Wednesday afternoon. Morris and I are here alongside with you live on the Eagle Pass Sports Central Facebook page, on the Eagle Pass Sports Central YouTube channel, and along with KINL 92.7 and Universal Media Connections this year. We do want to thank our sponsors on behalf of Universal Media Connections, Valde Record Service, Nevada's Law Firm, Allstate, Onesimo Elizondo, Sarita's Tortilla Factory, TNT Rentals, IBC Bank, Stat Emergency, R&R Safety Wear, LLC, Texas Diamond Garage, Capital Insurance Services, Clarissa Rivera Flores, Tienda de los Venados, Jed Harper, Attorney at Law, Tammany Insurance, Chapa Law Group, Choche's Barbecue, Benavides Insurance, Lorena Melo State Farm, Brown Chevrolet, Vargas Hardware, Ruiz and Associated, and of course, on behalf of Eagle Pass Sports Center, we want to thank our sponsors: Brown Chevrolet, Buick GMC of Eagle Pass, Ancira Ford of Eagle Pass, State Representative Eddie Morales, and Choche's Barbecue. They've been kind enough to host the prediction show here this afternoon, and it's our pleasure to bring it to you. We've got coaching staffs from both teams, the Eagles and the Mavericks, for you. We'll talk to them about the previous week and look ahead to week 4 in high school football action. Morris, we'll turn to you here first. You've got the Eagle coaching staff there to your right.
Well, good afternoon to everybody. We're here at Choche's. This place is alive and opened up to the new location here with just great business, great food, great barbecue. And we want to thank Choche's for having us here today. And just what a great venue. When you look at this here at this, what basically is also a sports bar, and it's going to. They had a great celebration here. I think the Cowboys won.
I believe so. I haven't heard much about that, but I think they came through.
Well, we're going to talk today first to Coach Tom Gonzalez of the Eagle Pass Eagles. Coach, we made the trip down to Jordanton, and at least at halftime, you guys had us worried.
Yeah, it was one of those games where they actually had a very good game plan. They wanted to take the ball out of the hands of our offense, and so we only had 10 offensive plays in the first half, but we made the most of it. We had 10 plays and 14 points, and second half we actually came out and played our game.
Well, Coach, Ruben and I talked about that when we were doing the broadcast. Gosh, you made the most of your offensive possessions in that first half, though.
Yeah, like I said, our defense played really good, but they were on the field most of the first and second quarter, or the first half. And then once our offense got the ball, we moved it down and scored. And then the second, they got the ball on a turnover on punt, ball snapped over the punter's head at the 2, and we took it in to make it 14-6 at half.
Well, we're going to change our little structure here a little bit, our order. We're going to let Coach Roger Olivas first talk about defense. And the reason that being is that while Coach Cardenas's offense did a really good job, you went in at halftime, and you had to figure out how to stop that running back. And we were very impressed, I must say, that the way you came out in the second half, and I think they received to start the second half. Am I correct? And you sort of set the tone for the rest of the ball game with your defense and the defensive changes, alignments, adjustments that you made.
Well, when you go into a game, Morris, you want to keep it simple for the boys, and at the same time, you don't want to use all our defenses that we have. We went to a second defense in the second half and try to ask the players to get more penetration, and then start off with 2 sacks by Diego Rodriguez.
Well, and then I think you started kind of I don't know exactly how to say this in football lingo, but you started blitzing linebackers in the gap to where you were predicting that he was going to be running at.
Well, they did have a lot of tendencies, especially towards the motion side of the ball. So we were a bit more aggressive. We put more people in the box. We had 7 in the first half. We put 8 in the second half, and that was the difference in the game.
Well, we're going to go ahead and talk before we go to Coach Cardenas. We're going to go ahead and talk a little bit about your upcoming your upcoming ball game and see what you've got planned for that on offense. You're going to Alice and actually playing Edinburgh North in Alice. So what their offense? What are you looking for there?
They're 60-40 run ratio to pass. They have what we call a veteran squad. The running back is really, really good. Their quarterback is very athletic, Tyler Ruiz, and the running back is Ulises Melendres. So they got a lot of really good skilled players, and their offensive line is big.
Well, it's good that you give us a little bit of a forecast of what's going to be going on. We'll be keeping up with your ball game. I think we're going to be doing Wynn and Nixon. But, Coach, again, very impressed with the adjustments that had to be made to stop the Moody offense over in that game. So we're going to pass it over to Coach Cardenas. And Coach, I must say, one of the things that I think was very important, you had injuries in the previous game. You had to come in and bring in a very young quarterback, also some running back,
Right.
and you had to make the most of your offensive possessions, especially in that first half.
It was, and I'm glad that you have that eagle eye to recognize that, because a lot of times we go in, they're shorthanded, especially after the Bernie champion game. We got out a little bit. It was a physical football game, and allowed or some of our kids that don't normally see the field. We give them an opportunity to step up and make the most opportunity. One of those kids was Javier Barrera, sophomore. And, that kid operated that first half as good as can be operated, especially that 2-minute drill that we did towards the end. When we stepped out of bounds, they didn't call the time. They kept the clock running, and we were on the same page. Our communication, the way we signal our offensive plays, we're an up-tempo offense. Our identity is based on that, on the RPO. And, to have that communication intact in such a crucial period to try to get another score before the half is really important. And I think we turned the page with Javi Barrera and his performance in the first half.
Your running back situation, you also
yes, we have one of our seniors, by committee right now. We have two guys that are really carrying the ball really good for us. Again, Cadron, we allowed him to get some off time, or not off, just be on standby, and allowed Jorge Sierra to step up and do a good job filling in. And they know the offense. Allowed some of our other receivers to also step in, and there's some critical work there. But overall, with the limited possessions that we have in the first half, we're able to capitalize. And again, our kids just needed a little bit of a nudge in halftime, a reminder not to lower our standards and our expectations, regardless of who we're playing against. And I think in the second half, we made the necessary adjustments, which was a lot of it had to do with effort, really. A lot of effort that was, lacking in that first half. We made the necessary adjustments, and our kid pulled it off, and we played the way we know how to play in the second half.
Barrera was 8 out of 13 for 126 yards. Were you, I shouldn't say impressed, but I think you were very satisfied with the way he threw the football.
Very impressed, and again, it goes down to what our identity is as an offense and what we build rapport on, and the structure that we build rapport with our offensive system, that we truly believe that whether it's Andres Garcia, our senior, leading it, or our sophomore, a quarterback, it's fundamentally sound, and it has answers for really anybody that's going to take over the leadership part at the quarterback spot. So very pleased with this.
Your receiving core, Sebastián Díaz, José Hernández, Sebastián Velázquez, Mauricio Flores, Emilio Mendoza, all of them, you kept it very diversified.
Very diversified there. And again, it's a great thing about our offense. When it's on and when the kids are clicking, the ownership, it flips over to them, and they're the ones controlling the decisions. And it's apparent in the way we came out in the second half, and all these stats really did compile in the second half. So very thankful and blessed with
very quickly. Edinburgh North,
4-3, very experienced team. Their strength is their defensive line. We're treating this as it just feels like a district game for us. Very same caliber as if we're going to see against Alexander, against United, Del Rios, the LBJs, United South. So that's what we're gearing up for. And another 3-hour trip, but we're going to make the most out of it, and we're going to come back with a victory from Alice.
Those charter buses are getting their money's worth.
Comfortable.
Coach, some closing remarks.
I'd just like to invite all the public if they could make it out there to Alice Friday night at 7 o'clock. And then I'd like to wish the Mavericks good luck in their game this weekend.
Well, there you have it from the Eagles side, partner. You've got the Mavericks. They had a bye week, and now they're ready to get to playing.
Absolutely, here with head coach Eric Villaseñor. Coach, you and I got to talk a little bit last week about that. Somebody told me not to call it an off week, an open week, right? Coaches don't like to hear off week, but during your open week, the week before game week, about the preparation, I want to talk to you now about, okay, now we're leading up to the game. This is game week. It's an important one because it's your first district game of the season, to the extent that they all count. I know you tell your kids that they all count, but this is now for playoff positioning, for playoff seeding. You're going in your first district opponent. Tell us what you talked to your guys about this week heading into Laredo and Nixon.
Well, I mean, we took advantage of last week to focus on ourselves and really, focus on what we need to improve on. Really capitalized on those days last week during the open week, and then inserted our game plan, the latter part, and then just really reinforced throughout leading up to Friday night. So we're looking forward to the challenge. It's 8 straight weeks. We have a meat grinder of a district. There's no cupcakes in our district. We're looking forward to it. The kids are excited. They're ready to play. We had a great, energetic practice this morning. Walked through the mall, kind of reinforce, dotting our I's, crossing our T's, and getting on the bus, hopping on, and heading to Shirley Field. And we're excited for the opportunity.
Tell us about your leadership on both sides of the ball, in offense and on defense. Who are the guys that you are relying on to set the tone in the locker room and set the tone on the field?
A gentleman who certainly has grown into his position is Gabriel Valderas, and credit goes to Coach Royce and the offensive staff. They've done a great job. He's came in with a backup experience, and he's really taken the leadership reins for our offense. Made really good decisions, threw the ball well against Uvalde, and it's just carried that over to the practice week and been really sharp. Our offensive line, we got some depth there. And we're blue collar. We're going to be downhill running the ball, but we got to complete some passes when those calls are made to open up our run game.
Sure, absolutely. We'll take the time to talk here to offensive coordinator Heriberto Royce, who's in charge of that offense that's led on the field by Gabriel Valderas. Coach, give you a chance to come on in here. Coach Villaseñor mentioned a little while ago, Gabriel Valderas, your quarterback, is one of those guys that you rely on to have some real leadership in the locker room and on the field, and he's shown lots of improvement and the ability to lead that offense. What specifically, going into this, facing this Nixon defense, are you preparing for?
Well, like we told the kids, Mr. Valderas, we got to make sure that we take care of what we need to take care of, which is stay within yourself, play within yourself. Obviously, we had 2 weeks to prepare, but last week was more about healing up, kind of like, getting back into a rhythm. This week is about polishing the playbook and understanding what we need to do as far as coming in. They're a strong defensive squad, Nixon. We expect a competitive game. Again, like we mentioned last week, they're 4-3 box with a cover 2 shell. But again, the standouts, defensive ends, but we got to stay within ourselves. Like Coach Villaseñor mentioned, we got to complete passes when we're throwing. It's no secret. We like to run the ball. We have the guys, the running back, Luis Flores and Teodoro Rivera, do it. Very explosive, a fantastic job back there. Gabriel Valderas also, he's he can throw it, he can run it. But again, we got to make sure that we do the things that we need to do and take care of the football on Friday night and make those big plays. We got to make big plays, and it's a big game because it's our first district game, and we're looking for that first win of the season.
Start off the district season on a high note, absolutely. With your offense. Coach, we'll talk to defense coordinator. You can stay right there, Coach. I think we can get you in camera. Rene Ramirez, talk to us a little bit about defensively. First of all, what you expect from that Nixon offense, and how have you gotten your guys ready this week?
Yes, the Nixon offense, they're based out of split personnel. So we're going to get a lot of 10 looks, a lot of 20 looks, where they're just bringing a receiver tighter to the formation with the O-line. They're going to want to stay balanced based on different reports that we generated game by game throughout all overall games, all 3 games. They want to keep it balanced, 50-50. I think they want to establish the run as much as they can. It seems like at least on first down. Other than that, they get backed up. They're going to throw the ball. And We expect to test, okay, up front and at the back end as well. We're trying to mix it up, again, up front and at the back end with our secondary. So hopefully we can do that. We need to identify that personnel. There are some tendencies that are given, so we need to continue to identify throughout the game, and hopefully they stay true to that and put us in a good situation. Definitely we need to get better on first down. We need to stop that run, make them one-dimensional, just like any other defense would like for another offense to do. So if we can do that, we feel our chances are good. Okay, we need to get into those favorable situations for us, provide some pressure, disrupt that quarterback. He's an experienced quarterback. He's coming back. Their skill set is more experienced guys. We feel we can take advantage of the low line with our front, including mixing up some blitzes. So we're excited. The kids are itching to get back on the playing field to compete and limit those explosives, play at a high level, play American football, and come up with a big win.
We heard on offense about Gabriel Valderas, Tadeo Rivera, Luis Flores. Defensively, who are some of your standouts? Who are some of the guys you rely on the field for leadership?
Definitely one gentleman is our middle linebacker, Jaime Barrientos. He's a 3-year starter, 4-year letterman. He's been playing great the past couple of games, and he feeds off to our D-line. Guys like inside Dwayne Camarillo, a senior, was an offensive lineman for the past few years. We transitioned him over to the D-line, so he's doing a great job there. Guys in the backfield with our corners and our safety, Sebastian Vasquez, Frank Ramirez, guys like that. They continue to lead by example through their actions, just everyday student athletes.
Very good. Thank you so much for your time, Coach.
Yes, sir.
We wish the offensive defense here of the Mavericks the best. Coach Villaseñor has moved over here to Morris's right now. We'll talk to Coach Eddie Graff here in a minute. Coach, some final words from you on this game against Nixon.
No, just want to wish our fans safe travels to Laredo. Also, we have our sub-varsity games tomorrow. JVs at 5 p.m. at the SAC, and our freshmen will be at Shirley Field at 5 p.m.
Absolutely.
I want to wish the Eagles best of luck versus Edinburgh North.
And Eagle Pass Sports Center will be there on Friday at 7 o'clock at Shirley Field there in Laredo for that game against the Nixon Mustangs. Mars?
Well, two things. First, Rene, Coach Saul called for you to take him a plate. Please, we must not forget him. I know that you always take care of him.
I had to go pick up Coach Graff too because he didn't win.
Oh, you had to bring Coach Graff. Well, he was being asked for by popular demand. Coach Graff, well, welcome. We're glad to have you back. You're not leading the predictions, so I just want to tell you that. But can you give us some information on what's going on around the Eagle Pass ISD sports scene? And I know you got some information, but I want you to touch on a little bit farther what's been done to facilities, new turfs. They turfed the softball and the baseball field. That's really something all done in one off season.
Yes, it was, Mars. Thanks to our school board and our district administration, Mr. Mijares, the athletic department at Eagle Pass ISD has never had as much, support as they have now. So I want to thank all of those people. But yeah, if you hadn't been out to the SAC since last year, there's some changes. We've got brand new artificial turf on the football field. The field is a lot safer. It's the latest and greatest technology that they have. And then the baseball and softball field also, before the seasons last year, they put astroturf instead of natural grass on those fields. So those fields ought to last us a good while. It's a big improvement. You have very little maintenance. And they're also in the process of improving the bleachers at the baseball and softball, adding some seats to both of those stadiums. So it's a lot going on out there. And like I said, it doesn't just happen. It takes a lot of people, in the areas of administration and school board to support us, which we've always has. And I just want to thank the school board and the administration for their support for athletics in Eagle Pass.
Well, is anything else going on? I know you've got your little cheat note there.
Well, I just always like to mention some of the teams besides the football, the things that are going on this weekend. Today's Wednesday, so Thursday we've got Wynn High School tennis against Harlandale at the SAC. We've got Memorial Junior High. They played yesterday, yeah, and they both Eric told me they both won, so that's good. Friday we've got both cross country teams now, which we have a new cross country district coordinator, which is Juan Gonzalez. We're happy to have him back. He has a wealth of knowledge about cross country and track and anything to have to do with that. And but both of the CC Win and Eagle Pass High School cross country teams are going to run at College Station. So, they're going up to your part of the world, Morris. I mean, so hopefully they do well over there. They've always competed well everywhere they go.
Well, I hope they compete well because my Aggies didn't play very well.
Yeah, I know. I didn't pick them last week, so I think I was.
I knew you were going to say that.
Then the Wynn High School volleyball this weekend is playing at Southside. Eagle Pass High School volleyball is playing at Randolph. That's on Friday, and then on Saturday, Wynn High School tennis is going to play at Uvalde.
Well, there you have it. Our ratings just went a lot higher because Coach Graff is back, and we want to thank him for that because everybody was asking for him. So, but anyway, here we go, partner. We're going to go ahead and do our predictions, and then before we send it back to you to sign us off, last week we went. 7-3, Coach Graff. I went 8-2, and Coach Gonzalez 7-3. Ruben, you went 6-4, and Coach Villaseñor went 7-3. For all of us that picked New Braunfels, well, that didn't go very well. Coach Graff did pick Miami, and the rest of us we took a dive with A&M, and there was some of us that picked the University of Texas, including myself. And that was also quite a battle down in Tuscaloosa. But here we go. We're going to get going here. We're going to let Coach Graff go first. I mean, he's Cotulla and Carrizo Springs, Coach Graff.
I'm going to go Cotulla.
Cotulla. And I will go, I'll go Carrizo Springs. Coach Gonzalez.
Well, Cotulla hasn't been the same since Charlie Soto graduated, so I'm going to go Carrizo Springs.
Hello there, Coach Charlie Soto. That's a good one there. And Ruben.
I'll go with Cotulla.
Cotulla. And Coach Eric.
Cotulla.
Kilgore College and New Mexico Military Institute. I don't know whose game that was, but they probably.
That's the alumni, right?
That was one in memory of Conrado Perez. He would have called something like that. Coach Graff.
Got to go Kilgore.
Kilgore College. I looked it up, so I'm going to go Kilgore College. Coach Gonzalez. Kilgore. And Ruben.
Kilgore College.
And Eric.
Kilgore.
What about Gregory Portland and Bernie? Coach Graff?
GP.
And I'll go GP. Tom. Bernie. Ruben.
I'll go with Gregory Portland there.
Gregory Portland. And Coach Villaseñor. GP. Mission Veterans Memorial against San Benito.
I'm going to go San Benito.
I will go San Benito. Coach Gonzalez.
San Benito.
And Ruben.
This is a game I threw in there because I told him I would for my friend Rick Montalvo down in the Valley Municipal Court judge, and also from the law offices of Rick Montalvo, who says he's a Greyhound for life, so we're going to go with San Benito.
And Coach Villaseñor?
San Benito.
We're going to take a quick break here. We're going to take a quick break, and he can come on.
I got a quick second.
And he finally got some time off, and we're glad to get him in here. Hey, tell us a little bit about you've had tremendous success here.
Well, so far, I mean, the community has really supported us. That's the beautiful part of it. Believe it or not, I got people on this stage right now that I still use things they taught me. We have a line, and you see it's endless, but, I mean, the things I learned in football, still I apply to this day, to staying up all night, believe it or not, to just, I mean, it's still something that drives me, and that,
You mean some of these guys coached you?
Yeah, believe it or not. Before Tom was head coach Tom, he was the end coach Tom, and then Coach Graff at the time originally was defensive coordinator, and then for 1 year he was my head coach as well.
Gosh, you're old.
Believe me, I feel it now. But I mean, really, thank y'all for having me. It was always my dream to be able to do this, just because football was such an integral part of my life, and still continues to be. And I got a 2-year-old that I'm chomping at the bits to get him to start playing some ball.
Choche, we want to thank you so much
Thank you
for
all.
hosting the prediction show here. Give us the address here on
It's
Veterans Boulevard.
1995 North Veterans Boulevard, Suite A. We're open Wednesday through Sunday. Right now, it's kind of hard to get barbecue. We open and gracias a Dios, we sell out pretty quick. We're cooking to the max that we can do. The bar though, football, Thursday night, Monday night, Sunday night, fully open. So come join us whenever y'all want, and we're here.
Thank you so much for your hospitality here, Choche. We really appreciate it.
Coach
I'd like to
Kraft,
say
Coach
something about Choche. I mean, if you've ever been here, you've tasted the barbecue. It's probably the best I've ever had. There's no doubt about that. But personally about Choche, I'm gonna tell you, you don't know it. He don't say it much, but he was one of the better football players ever that I coached. So he knows what he's talking about. When he's talking about things, he does a really good job, and his work ethic was always so good. And we had a lot of Choches when we were coaching. It wouldn't be any problem. He was just that good a player and that good a person. Good parents, good family, everything. Just a great.
Well, here's a good one for you. Did he play better than his barbecue?
That's a tough one. I wouldn't want to live off the difference.
Yeah, there you go.
We want to thank Choche for hosting the Eagle Pass Sports Central Prediction Show this week, and for his hospitality for him and his folks. As he said, the line here is out the door, and that's the case on most days when you come here to Choche's Barbecue. Come on down before they run out here on North Veterans Boulevard. Morris, we'll continue with the predictions.
We'll continue. The next one, Hutto at Converse Judson. I think I put that in. Coach Kraft.
I'm going to go Hutto.
Oh, you are, huh? Gosh, Judson's not having a very good year. I'll go with you, but I'm going to sync with you. Tom?
I'll go Hutto.
Hutto and Ruben?
I'll go with Hutto there.
Eric? Judson. I knew it that he was LSU and Mississippi State. Coach Kraft? LSU. I will take LSU. And Coach Tom?
LSU.
Ruben?
Go with the Tigers.
And Eric? LSU. Kansas State and Missouri. I put that in for.
I wasn't consulted on that. I don't know that.
But Coach Kraft.
I got to go K-State.
And gosh, I'll go K-State. Coach Gonzalez.
Definitely K-State.
Oh my gosh. Ruben?
I've got to go with the black and gold. Let's try to pull off the upset here. We're going to go with the Mizzou Tigers. Yeah.
Eric. K-State. Oh, here you go. Wyoming and Texas. Texas for real? At least they were in Tuscaloosa. Coach Kraft.
Texas.
Texas. I'll go Texas. Tom.
Texas.
Ruben.
The Cowboys pulled off the Wyoming Cowboys that has pulled off the upset against Texas Tech earlier this year, 2 weeks ago, but I think UT's got them this time.
Eric. Texas. Vikings and Eagles. Coach Kraft.
Eagles.
And I'll go Eagles. And Tom?
Can't go wrong with Eagles.
Eagles? True. Ruben?
Yeah, I'll go with Philly there, too.
Eagles. And Eric?
I'm going to go Eagles on that one.
Jets and Cowboys. I was surprised. I want to tell you, I was surprised at how lopsided that was. Of course, we didn't get to see Aaron Rodgers very much. About 4 plays, unfortunately. But Jets and Cowboys, Coach Kraft.
Cowboys.
I'll take the Cowboys. Tom. Cowboys. And Eric took the Cowboys, and Ruben.
I'll go with the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay. Well, that's it from here from Choche's. Take us home, partner.
Again, we want to thank Choche's Barbecue and Choche for hosting us today, hosting the prediction show. Eagle Pass Sports Central will be in Laredo this coming Friday night at 7 o'clock for that contest between the Mavericks and the Nixon Mustangs. We want to thank our sponsors on behalf of Universal Media Connections one more time, Valde Record Service, Nevada's Law Firm, Allstate, Onésimo Elizondo, Aretas Tortilla Factory, TNT Rentals, IBC Bank, Stat Emergency, R&R Safety Wear LLC, Texas Diamond Garage, Capital Insurance Services, Tienda de los Venados, Jed Harper, Attorney at Law, Tammany Insurance, Chapala Group, Choche's Barbecue, Benavides Insurance, Lorena Melo State Farm, Brown Chevrolet, Vargas Hardware, Ruiz and Associates. And on behalf of Eagle Pass Sports Central, we want to thank Brown Chevrolet, Buick GMC, Ancita Ford, Eagle Pass State Representative Eddie Morales, and Choche's Barbecue for their sponsorship. You can listen in Friday night also on KINL 92.7. Thank you to our new partnership this year. That'll do it for the Eagle Pass Sports Central Prediction Show. On behalf of all of the coaching staffs here, both of the coaching staffs, my partner, Morris Lipson Jr., my name is Ruben Valadez. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you on Friday night from Laredo. See you next time.